Hello everyone, welcome to the Ought to Know Better podcast. We are live and coming in your ears. We'll run an intro and we'll crack on,
Hi, this is Don Matteo and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
You look like fucking Brolin, you're a Leeds eating bastard.
Look like some sort of fucking weird floating head. No.
You utensil player a bit, innit?
I mean, I feel a bit right, dickhead.
Nothing spectacular, really.
Hello.
Definitely don't cause us any problems, that intro.
I haven't done that for a little while when I've caught you two off guard a little bit. It's quite nice. It's quite evil and, whatever else. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Ought to Know Better podcast, episode 25 of season 4, I believe, no doubt. I am joined by the two little men, OKB Luke and OKB Jay. How are you both? Are you all well?
I'm sound, mate, yeah.
Very well. Very well. Very well.
You look. Are you hunkered down? Do you need to lift your seat up a bit?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Your seat's gone down, hasn't it?
I've just got my finger on a bit tilted, that's all.
Oh, that's better. Oh, and I like your shirt. Has it got Bellingham on back?
Lovely.
Yeah, it has got Bellingham.
Has it as well? Fucking mint. Job's good one. Do you have some predictions for us to flick through, my mate? We'll get that out of the way first.
Great question.
I like it.
I do.
Straight to the point.
I've finally just opened my WhatsApp.
I've taken you both proper by surprise here, aren't we?
We normally chat about the game before we do predictions, don't we?
We do, don't we?
No, we don't. We do prediction first, always, every week.
Never, ever.
Only when
Ought to Know Better predictions.
As soon as you want it.
No hosting does it go to absolute rat shit.
I want it this way. Right, ready. So we haven't got we do take predictions, but they don't count towards the table for the cup game. But we have got Norwich to cover, which was midweek, and there was no change really. Everybody predicted a comfortable Leeds win really, other than myself and Carl, who said it was going to be 2-0. Everybody else was sort of 3-0, 3-1, 5-1s, 3-0s, apart from the fans, and it was taken from our very special friend Paul Brennan, who gave us 2-1 leads, which gives the fans 3 points as opposed to the rest of us with 1 point, making no change to the table. Gilly top on 35, Bren still second on 32, myself on 30, Jay on 27, Smarty yourself on 25, Carl on 24, and the fans still rock bottom on 18. So it makes absolutely no odds.
Yeah, they're still.
I kind of want Bren to win so we can force him to come on.
He's done it. He's won it before. He won the first ever one, and
did he? And didn't come on for that.
Still didn't come on. No chance. You've absolutely no chance. We can't even get him on for the bloody BNC.
It's a silent partner, isn't he?
Honestly, what can you do? Myself, Jay, and Jay were on Baradi and Cook the other day, but we'll get your thoughts behind from the game. Luke, what did you think of the Plymouth match? And obviously a replay down at theirs it's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, some people are going to dislike what I'm going to say here, but I would have preferred to have gone out the other day. And I was there, and I hate watching the team lose. I do, but I don't think it's in an already congested championship season where we're probably going to be in and around second spot. Regardless of where we finish, we're going to be in and around there, and we're going to be pushing that for that second spot. I just think we could have done without it. Now, I understand it's probably in the same weekend as, or the same during the week, or the same weekend as we are already down there. But it's just the additional game time. I've seen these players' legs. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of it. And a replay is probably the worst thing that could have happened. Now, I understand it's obviously kept intact our own record, which is quite nice, not to still be unbeaten at Ellen Road. But yeah, the performance a bit flat. You know what? I didn't think we were actually that bad first half. We look, in fact, for the majority of the game, we didn't ever look out of control, and it was just one moment in the game that they've taken the chance. You know, I think they probably had 2 chances all game. They took one of them. We didn't create all that much. So I thought Pirot was very flat. in his favoured position of number 9. That everybody
Yeah.
tells me is a great number 9, and I'm still yet to see it. I've not seen him. He hasn't scored for as well. He's been played number 9. So yeah, it's that fact check that actually he might have scored one for us when he's played 9. But I think all of his goals has come when he's played as a 10. Might have been. But yeah, I just thought there was a lot of lackluster performances, and again, you know, we talk about the substitutions and in a game like that when, you know, it goes to 1-1, we all of a sudden need to start chasing the game. Then he starts bringing on Paddy Bamford and, you know, risking players that we don't really need to be risking at this stage of the season. You know, Paddy picks up an injury there. You know, based on his current form, 10 minutes in the cup against Plymouth, I just question it a little bit. But Farker knows what he's doing, and ultimately, I stand by his decisions. I just think there is a couple of things now for me, whereby, just a couple of questionables. The little inverted commas with a question mark.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. It's very, very divided over the opinion of you know, a decent FA Cup run or promotion. I mean, personally, I'd take promotion every day. I can understand the argument for the FA Cup thing, but at the end of the day, I'm very firmly in your camp, Luke. I would have preferred to have gone out, not specifically to Plymouth, because we're only going to get knocked out by either Villa or Chelsea if we beat these down there anyway. So really, what have we gained? You know, apart from obviously a more congested fixture list. But you know, Jay, if you had the choice, would you go for an FA Cup run or a decent one, maybe get into the final or something, or would you choose promotion?
If it was one or the other, it's promotion every time. You can have a cup run anytime. We need to be back in the Premier League before this squad starts breaking up and we're back at square one.
I think for me, like, if personally, once we get back into the Premier League and we are perhaps mid-table or whatever, it's at that point where I think, you know, that's the time to have a decent or try and concentrate on the cup run and try and, you know, do it that way rather than, obviously, we're not going to be good enough maybe for the European spots for a good few seasons should we go up, etc.
Exactly.
Ideally, we'd want to be, you know, nowhere near the bottom of the table. So at that point, when you're in, you know, that kind of mid-league area, you want to be kind of pushing for the FA Cup. So
yeah, you do. I mean, for me, Smarty, it's like if we had a squad full of players who were on fringes bursting to get in, then fine, go for it. Let's have a cup run. But we haven't. We're not in that position. And the way it's looking at the moment, we don't know what's happening regarding incomings, and we don't need extra games where we look a bit light. I mean, I do wonder if maybe Farker started throwing stuff on, trying to win that game because he didn't want to lose the home record for a psychological standpoint, you know. And
I think he didn't want to replay, Jay.
Yeah,
I think that's also probably the case. I think there's a bit of both in there, though, for me. I think probably the replay more than the home thing, being fair, now you make me think about it. But I think that had it been an away game, I'd have been with you. I'd have been like, yeah, fuck it, go out. I don't care. But because it was a home game, I do want to maintain that kind of fortress thing that we've got going on. And it's just a shame that we have to have a replay. It's so fucking far away. That's not good for the players either.
No. Then, of course, we've got Bristol and
Swansea.
We've got Bristol, but Swansea's the week after, so there is a relatively decent gap between that. But you know, it is congested. Oh no, to be fair, we've got Friday obviously against Bristol, then Plymouth on the Tuesday with Rotherham at home on the Saturday, and then we're down again to Swansea on the Tuesday, and then Plymouth again on the Saturday.
I'm excited for that Friday game.
That's a hell of a lot of mileage. I wonder if they'll stick with the.
I'm not sure when the replays. Does anybody know what dates the replays are?
There was a comment from where is it? Alan Kennedy there. So he says he thinks it's 6th of February.
It is the 6th of February.
No, that's only next week.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not
so
the weekend we're down there at all, is it?
No. Friday we've got Bristol at home. Then
have to come all the way back.
A week today, we've got Plymouth away in the FA Cup replay.
We'll just stay down there, won't we?
They might as well, yeah. They might as well, surely. Do a couple of days training down there.
But the thing is, we've got Rotherham then on the Saturday after at home. Then we're back down to Swansea on the Tuesday again. And then we've got Plymouth again on that Saturday. So that's a hell of a lot of distance.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You know,
that's mental.
Jesus Christ.
You know.
I don't want to see them all knackered and perform shit for the next few games. I mean, we've had a really rough time. Like we've had a raw deal. We keep getting shit kickoff times. like that 8 p.m. Wednesday, and although I think we chose that, but we got the 12 o'clock Sunday. The atmosphere's suffered for both of those because people were just not in the mood like they would be for a 3 o'clock Saturday, and the players must suffer for it because it puts them all out of kilter, doesn't it? With weird timings and stuff, and it feels different. Like on the pitch playing the game, it must feel different for them, like it does for us.
There's just a massive air of apprehension, I think, in most of our home.
Yeah.
I think that coupled with the quiet transfer window we've had as well, because we know how thin we are on the ground now, especially with, letting Luke Ayling leave and pursue his dreams up in Middlesbrough.
It's not a phrase anyone's ever said before.
And that coupled with Jed Spence being sent back and Shelder now going out. Now, let's be honest, Shelder and I know we're probably going to come on to this in a short while, but it's just while we're on the subject, Shelder and Ayling were backup for backup's sake, weren't they? They were never getting game time. They were backup for backups, sort of third choice maybe in their respective positions, or maybe fourth.
That's it. I don't feel significantly weaker, even though technically we are, because there were players that would only play if something bad happened and we were in a real situation.
But to relate it to this section, I suppose, of tonight, it is quite concerning that we've got all those miles to travel. We've got a cup replay, because for me, I'd be tempted to not stay down in Bristol, to bring the first teamers back and literally play the under-21s down there at Plymouth and go out the cup. I honestly would, and people aren't going to like that, but as it's showing disrespect to the cup and stuff. But we could go down there and get a result at Plymouth if we want to risk our players and potentially, the window shuts tomorrow night.
Yeah,
but sorry, Thursday night.
Look at that.
Sorry, see, that is nuts, man.
That's crazy.
That's insane. I'm going to have to work. In fact, Gilly will enjoy that. Gilly, if you're watching, can you work that out?
How far could you get in a straight line?
How long would that take you to walk, Jay?
About 2,000 years or something.
Yeah.
It's about as accurate as I can be, is that?
Yeah. It's like having
that's
steps and that. So it's like walking a Yorkshire Terrier compared to like a border, a big fucking Beethoven dog. What are they called? St. Bernards.
St. Bernards, yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
That'd be like watching me and him do this charity walk side by side.
Yeah.
What we have to do, Jay, is when we set off, you count your steps. Have you got like a Fitbit or something?
I haven't. No, I don't fuck around with stuff like that.
We'll compare them at end, and that
would be funny though.
You'll be I reckon a couple of thousand more.
That's why it's harder for me.
More. That's mad, isn't it?
I've got dodgy knees as well. I'm out of shape. I'm fucking unfit, and I've got to walk extra steps as well.
Hey, tell you what you want to do. You want to get to gym with your dad.
You're a knobhead, you man.
By any chance, have you got this saved to brand or anything? So we can.
No, but I will. I'll get it. I don't know if I've got permission to use his picture though, because I took it pretty slyly in gym.
Do we know him? Does he watch our podcast?
He won't care.
We don't have any grasses in the comments.
It's in a public place.
You crack on. Let's get it up there.
I'll get it on.
I can take it. I can take it.
In the meantime, I mean, Farks openly said that he wants a bit of a cup run. But now knowing that we've obviously got Chelsea or Aston Villa away, I mean, I would like, if I were to choose, I'd probably go with Villa, because Chelsea are just fucking shit, are they?
I'd rather not play either.
Well, I know this is what I'm saying, but if I was to go, Villa would be the way to go. It doesn't really matter. We're probably going to lose anyway. There's a good chance that we'll lose down at Plymouth. But like you said, is there any point risking, even though Farks said that he wants to go on a bit of a cup run, is there any point risking our first team, of which we are very thin at the minute, by the way? We'll come to the transfers later. Is there any point risking the players and do a bit of a Rodrigo and get him injured in the cup, and then obviously not having a frigging decent, well, I say that, we've got a fair few decent strikers, but not having, say, Bamford getting injured or something in the FA Cup could really, really mess our league or our promotion push. For me, I think, like you said, I think we just go and field a load of kids and then just have done with it and just let them take the win. I mean, they are hard to beat at Plymouth at home anyway, but let them take the win and we can just concentrate on league. I mean, I know it's an old cliche and stuff, fuck the cup, concentrate on league though, but really, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
No.
To be fair.
Would you be tempted to send actual under-21s there and no first team players?
Fringe players. But the thing is, like, you look at the game that we played at the weekend, which was a fantastic atmosphere, by the way, it has to be said. I did say that on Brady and Coke. But our fringe players aren't good enough. there's people, saying, and we will come onto the transfer stuff probably next. There's people saying that they were worse off than we were before, but really are we? Because the players that we've got on the fringe aren't really good enough. I mean, there's obviously a spattering, Willie Nonto, if he ever gets to some kind of form. Them kind of players are, but the majority of the players that we've got waiting in the wings aren't good enough. It's also concerning that we aren't really recruiting or actively recruiting at the minute, and time is ticking, and we've only got a few days left until that's done and dusted. So that is a bit of a concern. But yeah, the players that we've got on the fringes aren't fucking good enough. So at the end of the day, if we even field a team full of reserves and fucking and kids, we're still.
Well, I wouldn't even send any of the subs or anything fringe players down. I think we just cut. I mean, we'll probably get fined for it or whatever but yeah, I'm just with the belief that we've got bigger fish to fry this season, and Plymouth away in the middle of a week when we're already going to Swansea, Bristol, and coming back for Rotherham at home, and that isn't the one for me. I just can't pass. Anyway, back to the walk really quickly. I've managed to find a picture of Jay's. So I've been doing box size tonight before I came on the pod, and I trained with this guy, and he looks a bit. First time I met him, I thought it's Jay's dad. Anyway, so here you go. Make your own minds up.
Oh, look at that!
I don't see resemblance.
It's uncanny.
You know what?
I don't see resemblance. It's
Side
just a
profile.
bloke with a beard,
Oh
man.
my word! Look at this.
I don't see resemblance.
How can you not see the resemblance?
I just don't see it, lads. Sorry.
I mean, you've got obviously more of a fuller beard. He's got a bit of a bum strap going on, hasn't he? And he's a lot shorter. But the figure, the little thick Viking arms that you've got going on and everything.
Yeah.
He's got better trainers than you, though.
Well, that's not hard, is it? Mine are usually dropping to bits by the time I replace them. So
He's usually got chicken shit on him or something. But yeah, no. We'll get on to transfers then. Obviously, it's pretty bleak. We've all collectively said that we're not worried and we think we're going to be okay, etc. But I'm starting to not panic, but I'm starting to feel a little bit concerned right now. We don't really even have any rumoured stuff, do we? I mean, obviously the Japanese lad looks like he's gone to Luton. That's probably the only real rumour that we've heard. Have you guys heard of anything? Have you seen anything? Philly, you might as well just not exist through transfer window now. He used to be a source for rumours and shit, but we've heard absolutely nothing across the board, have we?
they deliberately don't tell him out, I think.
It's mad.
I think the only one I can really see happening, and I spoke about this earlier on the Tweeterverse, is Ben Godfrey, because he's still not gone onto the continent. He can play anywhere across the back. He was our number one target at the start of the window, I understand. And he still hasn't gone anywhere. Now,
I've just seen that he's playing tonight, apparently.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he needs to get his minutes in, doesn't he? He still needs to play.
Well, I suppose so, yeah.
He's not going to be sat up frigging on up in his bedroom or whatever, eating, chuffing midget gems.
Is it right back tonight? He's got himself a yellow card in first half.
Bloody hell, I didn't know he was playing.
Yeah, there you go.
So that quashes that one.
Is that Jack Harrison up front? Fuck off. No, he's playing in 10. Fair enough. Anyway.
I half expected that one to come off. I think that was our sort of last chance saloon. I didn't realise he was playing tonight. And yeah, I think he would have been a good fit for us, to be fair. I mean, either something mad's going to come out in it, and we're just going to sign like somebody that nobody expects, and it's going to be another Rafinha type thing all over, or we'll sign nobody and we'll just have to sort of make do.
Yeah.
I'm very much with the belief. I've seen loads and loads of posts saying, "How are we not strong? How are we so much weaker? How can you go into a transfer window in a promotion chase and go into the window, come out the window weaker than when you go into it?" Now, there is a couple of ways you can look at that, and the first one is that numerically we're weaker, but the players we've lost.
That is the only one.
Yeah.
Have either been absolute dingbats in Spence, or, as I said before, third, fourth choice, maybe in their respective positions. Now, they're not massive losses in any squad. Like, no,
they're not.
We've only called upon Kjelda once or twice, I think, all season. He was hooked after 45 minutes in both games. Once was in the cup. Ayling played a bit more of a bit part at the start of the season until we realised Archie Gray was not a right back, but can play better than him there. So Ayling hasn't seen much game time since early on in the season, really, cup games. And then Jade Spencer, we've lost 3 players this window, unless I'm missing. I know we've lost a couple more, Bate, Giabi, and somebody else I've forgotten. But they were there. I mean, they're still 21s as far as I'm concerned.
2 million for Hjelde, though.
That's all right to say he's out of contract in a year or something as well.
Rumoured £2 million for Hjelde. I don't know where they've got £2 million from, but that's apparently the transfer fee.
I'm just going to bring this from Twitter up. Don't know if they know anything, but that was sent out.
Oh my God, no!
20 past.
Suckered in there.
No, I'm saying I don't know if they ever get anything right, but that's what's being said. So you never know, do you? You never know.
That guy, right, whoever he is,
I think I've seen him talk shit
the same
before.
shit every few days since the start of the freaking transfer window.
I've seen him talk shit before.
I've quote tweeted him and given some right shit before.
I'm hopeful, so I'll take out at this point when it comes to possible incomings.
If you're out there and you're one of these people that have these accounts that post bollocks, get a fucking grip of yourself and grow up. You childish,
I don't know if people have time.
bastards.
I don't know if people have time to write bullshit.
It's like people that used to make fake Phil Hay accounts and stuff. Just get a fucking grip. Get a life.
I reckon he likes
Do
that.
something with your time more than being a little virgin sat in a fucking bedroom tweeting bullshit all fucking night.
Anyway, back to my point.
Anyway, back to your
Go on, mate. Sorry.
So yeah, the other way you can look at it is that since the start of January, which was the transfer window, we've actually seen a bit of a resurgence in a couple of our players, in Junior Firpo, Paddy Bamford. We've seen Gruev can play, so we've actually got 3 players there that we almost thought weren't good enough, that are now good enough and actually playing well for us. We've seen Ampadu playing an alternate position at centre back and seen that can work as well. So I would argue we've actually come out of the window stronger in terms of knowing what we've got in our arse. I don't want to use that. On here.
Don't say that word.
In our what's another word for that?
In our armory. In our armory.
In our armory.
Let's take that.
In our armory that actually we didn't know before. So yeah, look, numerically, and you've still got to look at it on paper. We've only got 4 fullbacks at the club now. First team fullbacks, one of which is a natural central midfielder and 17-year-old. 2 of which are made of biscuits in Byram, and then the other one's Shaq, who's the worst of the lot. Do you know what I mean? He's still doing a
utensil player.
Yeah.
Seems to have made amends with Cresswell as well, which is positive.
Apparently so, yeah. I was hoping to see him in the cup game after we heard that, but I guess having not been involved at all, it might be too soon.
I think we would have done should we have actually, made a better job of it.
If we'd been 3 up, like we should have been.
If we'd have been further ahead, with a few more goals, I think we'd have seen more fringe players coming.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Shit
happens.
Kind of go that way, did it? So, but yeah, like I say, I totally agree with you. I think numerically we're worse off, but actually, are we in any worse of a position? Watch us now not actually get anyone and then get a shit ton of fucking.
I'm not worried though, Smarty. And this must be the first window in about 10 years I've not been worried. Like, if we don't get anyone, I'll be a bit disappointed, but I won't be like mega upset or anything. I won't be like, oh, we've fucked it, we've blown it. Because I feel like if we stay as we are, we will muddle through, and we'll do an all right job of it. I just don't want to have to muddle through. I want to have a bit of.
I can't believe that there isn't
options.
any players that we cannot get out there. There's no players that wouldn't be interested, even good quality players that wouldn't be interested in a promotion push with Leeds United.
I don't think it's that, Smarty. I think it's other players good enough for us.
You can't tell me there's no one good enough, mate. Come on.
No. But you see players like sort of Carvalho and stuff like that, and these fullbacks we missed out on and stuff like that. They want guaranteed minutes, and we're not offering that. And I'm okay with that. If you think that you're like this shit up Premier League player, then you should back yourself to break into a side. You shouldn't need guaranteed minutes. You should be going there to prove yourself either to us or to your parent club. Either way, you should be backing yourself to get into a side. If you won't come to Leeds United, because you aren't being given guaranteed minutes, you'd rather go to Hull City or whoever, then fuck off, mate. Off you go. I don't want them.
I see exactly what you're saying, and I agree to an extent. However, at the end of the day, if a Premier League team, for example, ain't going to be getting rid of one of their starting 11, they're going to be getting rid of someone else who's on the fringe of their
of course.
team that's not getting minutes. So at the end
I've
of the
seen
day,
people be angry that we didn't sign a player who can't get in on Luton's bench at a left back.
This is where I'm going. So, at the end of the day, the teams that are wanting to be to loan their fringe players out are going to want them to have minutes. That it's kind of a given. So
I know
understand
that.
from that sort of point. At the end of the day, we want the guy to come to you on loan. However, we want him to fucking play because that's why we want to send him on loan so he gets minutes.
It makes sense from their side.
I don't want to send him to your team in a division lower to sit on your bench as well.
Bryn's hit the nail on the head, and trading one bench for another is an issue. Trading one bench at that level.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So the level they're below.
What's the point? So I agree with what you're saying totally, but obviously there's two sides to every coin, isn't there? So I suppose
I can see that. I can see that from their side. I understand 100% that they're going to be like that. But to me, it's like if you're given a guarantee your guy's going to play every week, but he's playing in a shit team that's going nowhere, or you're given a sort of promise, he's going to get a look in. How well he does will be up to him, but we will give him a chance. And it's in a team pushing for promotion. Surely there's got to be some weighing up there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get what you're saying, 100%. But for me, I don't know. I'd still rather put a decent player into a decent side than put a decent player into a shit side.
Our team is brimming with Premier League quality. I mean, there is Premier League players in there. There is some really, really good, talented lads in there. We're very fortunate at this moment in time that we've got this bit of Premier League money, that we've got a bit of a Premier League squad. People are gonna. I mean, obviously, we're not in the Premier League. I see Luke rolling his eyes. But at the end of the day, it's going to be hard for anyone to come into this team and break into the first 11. Of course,
it is, and it should be.
But that's the gauntlet, that's been laid down. At the end of the day, if you want to come and play for us, then you've got to be good enough to break into the starting 11.
Thing is, probably the best advertisement we've got is Rodon is a lone player, and he's probably our most important player at this point. You're not going to get overlooked because you're a lone player. If we need you and you're up to it, you'll play.
Yes. So that's probably why we're not going to sign anyone, and that's
probably Poor old Joe will be doing his deadline day show with a tumbleweed.
I think the difficulty we've got as well, because it's so difficult. We're not Hull. We're not just flirting around the playoffs, hoping to get into the playoffs where we can guarantee a Fabio Carvalho game time or Ryan Gilks or whoever else they've signed.
And I would have loved him, by the way. Carvalho,
yeah, and I would have guaranteed him game time because I think he's that good, and I think he could be the difference in this league. But what message does that send when Farker took over in the shit show at the start of the season, and he said, "You train on your own if you don't want to be part of this team. You're there on merit. You get picked on merit, not because you've been part of this first team set for the last 3 years or you've been here for 4 or 5 years." He's dropped Cooper. He's dropped. You know what I mean? He dropped Cooper. He's dropped our club captain. He's dropped everybody. He's not felt as not willing on tour.
And as we've seen with Cresswell, if you don't work your box, you won't get in.
He dropped Pirot, our most expensive signing in the summer. Do you know what I mean? He's not afraid to do that, and what he's doing is working. But I still agree with people when people are telling me we do need numbers. I'm not disagreeing. We could do with numbers, but of a decent caliber, not somebody who's just going to come and sit on the bench. Otherwise, we might as well have just kept tailing Fjelde.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there.
Bryn
it's
Johnson's
weird, though, isn't
in
it?
the comments, and he's asked.
Not afraid to drop people, but he'll not make a sub.
Kiefer Moore, does he get in over Bamford? Should we sign him?
No,
I don't think so either.
No.
Be a good option, but again, he's going to trade Bournemouth bench for our bench, and he's not going to be guaranteed starting time. Good player, good option, big lad, holds it up well, but he doesn't bring what Bamford brings, and the best football we've seen this season is when Bamford's been in the team for me.
Absolutely.
Despite Rodon being a sort of success story for loans, do you think Jadon Anthony might have put players off a little because he's struggled for game time, and he's come from the Premier League?
Still looks happy here though.
He does, yeah. I just mean for other players looking in.
You look at players like, obviously Bamford as well at the start of the season. He would making the odd appearance here and there. Your Jadon Anthony's made appearances here and there. Your Gruevs have made appearances here and there. But all those players seem to be getting a little bit of form behind them, and they're staying. They're getting into the first 11 and they're staying there. Willing Onto isn't. Willing Onto is not. So what's going on there then?
I don't know. And if you bring a Carvalho in, what do you do with Nonto? Do you know what I mean? So
exactly.
Carvalho can play 10, can't he?
I guess, but so can Nonto, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ifs and buts. I still think we'll bring somebody in, if not two, before the end of the window. I'm still quietly confident that they've been working really, really hard. And some of these links have been very sporadic, shall we say? You know, the guy from the Japanese guy nobody had heard of. And I mean, unless you're a diehard football fan who I think played out was he from in Germany?
That was very 49ers, that wasn't it? Just like this
Yeah.
name out of nowhere at the last second. And they obviously
Yeah.
chose elsewhere, but obviously a real link because the way it came out was like it did with Ampadu and others when we signed him. Just
very
out of
similar to the
nowhere.
Max Aarons thing, though. He wasn't linked, and then the last minute we almost got him, and then another team jumped in. And we're always going to face that difficulty. If there is a player that we feel is good enough to sign for actual money, then there's going to be other teams that have got Premier League status now that will be able to offer that little bit more of an incentive to go over and play for him. That will be offered the player and the agent that little bit more money. And that's what we're up against, unfortunately.
As soon as a Premier League team shows interest, you basically lost the player.
Pretty much, unless, but I mean, it's very short-sighted for me of the player because they could be looking at a bigger project at Leeds United and as opposed to Luton Town, for instance, who are likely to be relegated. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, Leeds have got a real chance at a promotion this year, and we could almost pass each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing as well. It's like you get players who be like, oh, but I want to play at highest level. And, you know, I'm assuming the money doesn't matter in a loan because they get their wages from the parent club or what, you know, we contribute a percentage, but they still get the same pay packet. So players may think, oh, I want to play at high level, put myself in shop window or show my parent club what I can do. But would you not rather be playing in a high-flying championship team than a team that's trying to dig itself out of shit at the bottom? You can't get the ball in games. You don't get a second. You're just under the cosh all the time. You're losing 3-4-0, whatever. You know, surely you as a player will thrive better in an environment where you can shine. You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see, Jamie. We'll see.
We pretty much got him to. Basically agreed in the Peacock on the weekend that you were going to shave it off, didn't we?
I'm considering it. Yeah,
slightly.
I'm considering trimming it. I'm considering
If you
trimming
do,
it.
can you donate it so I can get it made into a little bit of a weave?
It's right wiry, mate. I don't think you'd like it. You end up looking like a skunk with these two fucking white stripes. Anyway, do you know what I mean?
The white stripes. I've been talking about my doorbell. When you gonna ring it? When you gonna ring it?
I'm going to Wichita.
I'm going to flick through a couple of start comments.
Zizi
Can I
Kate.
Can I just
ZZ
can I just pull a comment up before you do? Because there's one that means a little bit to me. So Matt Standish here, he says, "IJ, my old man should be back for Rotherham game. Late fitness test on Saturday morning. You guys won't know what that's about, but for context, Matt's old man Paul he's been going for years and years. Got an old '60s FA Cup ticket laminated in his wallet. You know his quality is a great character. I think it was the Watford game. After the Watford game, he had a cardiac arrest on the way home in the car." And he's with his mate who absolutely shit himself because he didn't know what to do. They're both old lads, and they were they told him to pull him out of the car. He said, I don't think I can, and they said, well, you can't make him any worse, basically. So, but he were being worked on for about 25 minutes at Side Road. They cut his Leeds shirt off, which Matt didn't tell him till he was feeling a bit better. So he basically shouldn't be here. And to hear that he's coming back to a game is fantastic. And I'm just really pleased to see that. I'm glad he's doing well. And
that is fantastic news.
He's
What's
made
his name
a
again?
recovery.
Can I just say
Paul.
I read this and
Paul.
Can I say I read this and I thought you meant he might be actually turning up to play with the late fitness test on Saturday morning. I was like, we don't have anybody now.
I
Someone
thought
called
they were off to
Standish.
gym together or something. Why would we care
No,
about
it's
that?
it's a bigger thing
to
than
gym
that.
before we go to the big game.
But yeah,
No, fair play, Paul.
Oh, Jesus Christ! But yeah, I'm
It's
Get
brilliant
off, it's
news.
great.
All the best.
I'm
all the
pleased
best,
about
Paul. I hope you managed to get a new lead shirt out of it. But it's really good to hear that you're on the way back to full fitness and you've you're fully mended. Excellent.
He's a great
news.
character,
Really
and we've missed him in Wedge.
Won't miss
Who's
you,
been
would
using
they?
his ticket?
Probably not, mate. Well, his son who put the comment, he's been a few times. I think he's sold it back a few times. His son could have bought it through the club.
Keep digging, son. Keep digging.
All
son.
right, don't drop me in it. All right, for fuck's sake, man.
I'm going to fly through a few of these starred comments, and I'm going to start with our good friend Liam B. We should never have drawn the match. He's talking about the Plymouth game of the weekend. We should have won that game. spelled O-N-E. That threw me slightly then. That game in the first half, yes, I think we're all pretty much of an opinion that we should have absolutely battered them in the first half, and we seemed to fucking dick around with it a little bit too much. And then in the second half, it were too far gone for us to change anything. One thing we've spoken about a little bit. Why do you think Farke won't make any changes sooner than he does? Why is he waiting until the 80th minute to impose any changes rather than 55, 60 minutes, which he should have done at the weekend?
So there's two sides to this, isn't there? It's firstly, does he trust the incoming player enough to have the same impact on the game? We know as people who've played various spots.
It was Firpo and Bamford for
Kamara and
Shackleton. No, Shackleton and Pirro. Wasn't it the first sub?
Kamara didn't even play, did he?
Kamara didn't play, mate.
It was a midfielder who went off, a centre midfielder and a right back, wasn't it? Oh, I can't remember. No, it was Pirro. It was Pirro and Shaq, you're right, I think. But yeah, no, as I said, there's two sides to this, and firstly, I think because of the bench we had at the weekend, actually had two goalkeepers on it, which is never good. It's never a good sign. But yeah, I still think that he, first of all, doesn't think that the players coming in off the bench, not necessarily this weekend. I think generically speaking here, I don't think he trusts the incoming players to have the same level of impact or to be able to get into the game quick enough. Now, that almost contradicts what he does because he brings them on with 10 minute left or 15 minutes left, which is even less time to get into a game. So I honestly don't know. I really, really don't know. I believe that he thinks the players are fit enough to be able to play for 90 minutes twice a week. And it's probably not wrong. You know, they get paid a lot of money to run around for 180 minutes a week maximum. No, 270 if they play 3 times within a week. But it's just, yeah, it's a tough one. But it is frustrating, and it's not the first time it's been mentioned. But when things are going well, it doesn't get mentioned. Do you know what I mean? It's only when we've got a negative result, shall we say? Saturday was. Wasn't.
I think a lot more people say a hell of a lot more than I suppose it gets credit for. You know, myself a few times I've said we need to make a change here, especially when obviously we're either drawing or, you know, on a few occasions where we've been losing. Like, we need to make a change here. This isn't happening, and it persists and persists and persists, and then he'll bring 5 strikers on and try and win the game that way. You know, go 3 at back or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like, if we can see it, why can't he see it? You know?
I don't know if it's the same way you are, Smarty, but you do start hearing everyone around you where I am start grumbling about subs from about 60 minutes onwards now.
I see people looking to the left-hand side of me, looking at the clock, thinking, it's right, it's rocking up to 70, 75, 80 minutes. We need to make changes. You know, why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
And then you'll start seeing them, you know, taking some jerseys off or whatever, and it's like, this is too fucking late, man. At the end of the day, if they're winning or if they're drawing, that team usually 9 times out of 10 will shut up shop and defend like, you know, their lives depend on it because they're trying to keep us out. So but we're bringing in more attackers when we could have done it when the game were more in a more relaxed stage, you know.
Bit harsh that, John.
Wow.
And it's not spelt like that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a big element of he believes in the plan, the original game plan, and he doesn't like changing it.
So it's arrogance then?
I don't know if it's arrogance. I think it's just a belief that that's the best way, and that if he alters that with a substitution, it's going to affect that, and something that might eventually come off then won't come off because there'll be different players on the pitch, that kind of thing. I think maybe a slight fear to change it in case it makes it worse.
Yeah, but then it goes shit or bust, and the only time it goes shit or bust and it's worked is against Norwich away when he threw on, you know, however many strikers or our attacking forwards or whatever, and it actually, you know, it happened and it worked.
Yeah.
Fair play, but it hasn't worked since.
We had 18 strikers on the pitch at that point, I think.
Yeah,
all stood in the Norwich area.
Andy or Leeds, aren't we? R.I.P. Stuart Gray. Sympathy to all the Gray clan. Yes, it's really, really sad news. Actually, is he only 55 years old? Was he
50 years old? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no age, is it that?
It's a shocker, though.
No, that's not far. I mean, with the greatest respect, it's how old are you, Jay? 42?
Almost
42. So I mean, it doesn't sound old when you put it in that perspective.
No, you don't think, oh shit, I might have 10 or 13 years left. Fucking hell, that's a sobering thought, isn't it?
Carl will be going mental in comments now. Was it vaccinated?
The vaccination, I tell
Has
you.
it got the vaccination? Cheers. Liam says, take the payday if we beat Plymouth. Fark will probably put out a strong team because he would like to play a top Premier League team. I mean, there's an argument to say that Fark might like to, see how our lads do against the Premier League team, but
do we want to see his confidence smashed?
Do we need that?
Derailed?
Do we need it at this stage of the game?
Can you imagine we get Man City, we get Arsenal 12-0 or something, and then the season falls apart? That'd be Leeds, that, wouldn't it?
I mean, we've seen Ipswich. They've been absolutely pummeled by a frigging, Maidstone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how their season goes from here because that's an
Me too.
That's an hell of a defeat. Is that against a team like that?
Speaking of teams near us, by the way, Leicester are winning.
No, they didn't get pummeled, but they shouldn't be losing 2-1 to a team like that, should they? Christ.
Well, Leicester playing tonight.
Swansea at home. 1 up at half time.
Of course they are.
Obviously, we don't care so much about them, but yeah, it's worth noting.
Alison Adams said we're heading for the playoffs anyway, but injuries are a worry.
Yeah, that's the only thing we are worried about, isn't it?
Well,
I think if we stayed, I mean, hypothetically speaking here, because it won't happen, but if we had everybody fit within the squad we have now, and they stay fit until the end of the season, we would go automatically. I think the squad is that good. I think we've got enough quality in that squad. It's not going to happen, and that's why people are stressing and fretting about going up automatically, because they're saying other teams are strengthening. Now, the truth of the matter is they're not really. There's only been 6 million spent across the whole of the championship this window in terms of finance. So yeah,
I mean, if
on.
Southampton sign a player, does it make much difference? They're unstoppable anyway. So it's not like they're making themselves loads better, is it?
Southampton have only signed David Brooks, I think, and they've got one other lad on loan from somebody else. But they've lost a player as well, lost a player or two. So in terms of actual ins and outs, yes, they're probably stronger numerically and that, but they're not bringing any world beaters in. David Brooks will be good at this level, but he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been starting for us. He wouldn't get in over our first 4 for me.
I don't think anyone really is going to get in there unless they're a bit of a superstar at this level.
I think the injuries from our point have been handled really well, especially when you look at Byram, who's made of cheese. His fitness has been managed really well. The only one blip that we've had, really, I mean, Stroik, he's been injured for some time, and I've heard that on the grapevine that Mr. Somerville has an adductor problem, but hopefully that'll be sorted out for this weekend. But yeah,
well, that's Dan James in it with the adductor injury.
I thought that, yeah,
and Somerville.
That's weird.
To Mr. PH's podcast with the square ball yesterday. He's also got an adductor strain.
Fantastic. Well, I feel great now, Smarty. Cheers for that.
Which is great news.
Well, at least Jaden Anthony scored.
Now I wish we'd have signed David Brooks.
Yeah. At least Jaden Anthony scored his last game. He's going to be up for it if we need him.
Of course we will.
I thought the ref were a rotter for both, by the way, but he no doubt had to.
Yeah, we can do that conversation to death at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of them, innit? Michael Broaders, we do need a fullback more than any other position. Would you agree?
I think we do agree on that one, yeah.
It's kind of summarised.
Here we go.
Well, I go on.
Either or, left back or right back, or for me, a natural number 10.
Be interesting to see how it is.
I'd be happy with those 2, 3.
You're not going to dislodge Bamford and Rutter at the minute, though, are you?
No.
So again, it's
no.
that's going to come in and have a scrap for the players.
Absolutely, yeah. Somebody who's going to push them. Yeah, because realistically, you're not going to drop Firpo or Archie Gray unless somebody really good comes in and on their form either, are you?
No. That's the thing, though. Nobody should just walk in because everyone's doing pretty well. Everyone's in decent form.
No one's going to walk in. No one's going to absolutely walk in. It's
Who started this one?
I don't know. How many?
Which pessimist was reading this and thought this would be a good talking point?
That stinks of Jay. That.
Let's have a look.
Absolutely stinks of Jay. It's on board.
Oh, that one. I thought you were on about something else. Yeah, I didn't notice it.
How many injuries could we cope with? Fuck.
2.
None, really. Let's be honest.
Depends
None.
if you. It depends if you get Ampadu and I don't know Ampadu and Gruev injured, then we're stuck with no midfield because then we haven't got anybody to play right back. So yeah, it just depends on the positions, doesn't it?
Liam, where's your head at, mate?
Musical
Which hurts
chairs,
most?
isn't it?
Broken glass or nails? Or should we throw some Lego in there? I don't know. Let's fucking try it out, shall we?
Would you rather go with 1 inch back onto your dad or 1 inch forward into your mum's?
No, let's move on.
It's a bloody family show-ish.
It's that type of question,
Well,
though, isn't it?
now with that
Yeah,
fucking
it's
dilemma.
It is. Bryn Johnson says, down to performance of James and Somerville, that's why Nonto ain't playing.
Fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know
Yes,
what's funny,
but
though?
he's not really done well when he has come on, whereas other players that have made appearances have hit form.
Started at the weekend, he didn't take his chance for me.
He
Nonto.
didn't do fuck all, did he? He were absolutely useless.
No. Do you know what's funny, though?
Just smiles a lot when things don't go his way. Just smiles a
Sits
lot
there
as if
and
like.
moans.
Yeah.
If we did sign an attacking player, like a winger or something, even though he's done so well, everybody would still pick Dan James for the person that would be replaced, wouldn't they? If someone had to be replaced. It's like you can't get it out of your head that he's not the best of that set of players, even though his stats have been amazing. You know, like an unconscious bias type thing.
No, I don't know
If
what you're
we-
on about.
Well, what Jay's saying is that you'd think that Dan James would be the first to be replaced. Should we sign someone better?
But on
you would-
paper,
yeah.
but on paper, he's done so well that'd be a stupid decision.
Paper, even with the eye test, Jay, he's our hardest. Our team fell
He
apart
is,
when
yeah.
he went off last week.
I agree. I wouldn't
He's
drop him. I'm just saying, if you were thinking of it immediately, your mind would go to Dan James as the guy that you'd swap out if you were going to put someone in. But then you stop and think about it, and you're like, well, how do you take him out when he's done as well as he has? But I'm just
What really
on a
you should be
tangent.
looking at is how can we incorporate this new player who's an absolute superstar into that attacking lineup? Who do you drop from elsewhere in the team? Because you can't really drop them. You aren't dropping Rutter, Somerville, or Dan James, are you?
No, and that's the thing. If we get a 10 in as well, even though he might technically be better in the 10 role than Rutter, you still can't drop him. For me, anyway. I mean, others might disagree.
So
but
I think for me, when I mentioned the 10J, sorry, it's about having an alternate option because we saw Rutter against.
Okay, you mean for changing it up?
Just for a different type of 10. Rutter can do things that
Fair enough.
lots of footballers can't do, but what he can't do is find a pocket of space, look up and thread a ball through the Ivan Needle into one of the wingers. He doesn't often do that. He likes to keep hold of the ball, take people on, and then release. Whereas a good old fashioned, shall we say, or seasoned number 10 could do that. And now I don't know how I feel about this.
What do you make of that, Luke? Andy Aylaw saying Joffrey backup 10 eligible.
He is a backup 10, and so is Pervader,
Andy
probably.
Aylaw.
Yeah.
Not all leads that way, just Andy Aylaw.
That's the long way, mate. I'm not doing that. Who knows what Aylaw means?
That sounds like the shittest last name ever. What's your last name? Aylaw. Andrew Aylaw.
Just on Joffrey, we've seen how good he can be and how much he can change a game. But again, it's managing game. It's managing game time. He's not getting enough time to get into a game when he's coming on, which is making it difficult and frustrating for him and us as fans to actually enjoy
he has
seeing.
Starts, hasn't he, a couple of times and not done much. Not recently, but we've seen him.
Started this season.
I don't know if it was this season or.
Oh, well, it's no good talking about a different fucking season, is it? What's the point in that?
It might have been. I just can't remember now. Luke. You know what my memory's like.
Yeah, remember when we were quality?
It would have been early doors.
Champions League, lads. Let's talk about
it. It would have been early doors when we were bare bones if he did. But
yeah,
I remember he did get a couple of games. I just can't remember when. But he didn't impress much for me at the time.
No,
That's all
it's
I can
difficult.
remember.
It is difficult.
It's a weird play 'cause it's not a
if
9.
If we bring in a right back,
would
would you be okay with that? I think we've covered this. We've
gone over that one now.
I think we've done enough of this one. Oh, look, Andy Aylaw's back.
There you go.
Imagine they announced click on deadline day. We could only dream.
Everyone would go bonkers.
I don't think they would. I think we're probably going back in reverse a little bit from when Clicky was here.
If he came back though and they were terrible, that'd be awful.
Well, the MLS is a lot different to the Championship, in it. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and again, who are you dropping for click right now?
Nobody.
No one. The Pod Dodger in the comments says Jay's stroking his beard like Wish supervillain.
I'm waving it goodbye.
You've got the cats. Could you get a cat and put it on your lap?
I've got a white one, yeah, a big fluffy bastard. I could bring him up, yeah.
I'm not going to repeat that one. Joe Bedford. Hi, Joe. Hope you're well. I can understand his reluctance to bring subs on earlier in the league because the subs he makes make no difference. But Saturday's subs should have been good enough to bring on early. You're right. You know,
I hope Joe's all right after her ordeal at the last game. By the way,
yes.
If you're a bloke at a game and you,
I think has he paused?
I did. If you're a bloke at a game and you think you're being a big man by saying shit to a woman and giving her a load of abuse, then you can fuck right off, mate.
I didn't even know what happened.
To a bit of verbal and physical abuse at the weekend. I don't know what the current state of play is with that, Joe, but I hope you get that sorted because
I think the club's response was shite as well.
Yeah, I've seen the emails that have floated around. So basically, Joe had tweeted at the end of the game that there was a couple of gentlemen sat in and around her that were giving her some shit and making it a very, very uncomfortable situation for her. I only know bits, so apologies, Joe, if I get something wrong. She's then since obviously she's since obviously contacted the club after the game. Having to do that because there is no signal at the match. So, I think one of the responses from the club was that it would have been ideal if you could have done it whilst you were at the game. But how was she supposed to do that? She's supposed to send a fucking piece of parchment.
Well, this guy's in your ear.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, it's bit shit.
Bullshit, that.
Really.
Well, let's hope they've nipped it and sorted it out and come up with some solution. But yeah, sorry, first I've heard of that. Yeah, Joe, I hope you're all right.
Hope you're okay, Joe. I hope it's not too much of a shit experience for you to obviously come back to the club.
And I hope that guy gets dealt with. Well, the both of them.
Glenn Hayes says, any chance that if we sign Godfrey, it might be because we know that Rodon won't be staying after the season. Joe doesn't think so. Wonder what you lads think. Interesting.
It's a weird one, that, isn't it? Because it's been made clear that there's a deal to be done there with Spurs. But then anytime Farker's been asked about it, he said, don't worry about that yet. So, who knows?
Farker won't ever speak about that sort of thing. I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to get any sort of manager to talk transfer rumours or anything. I mean,
You are, because you make a rod for your own back, don't you?
Exactly.
Remember when Rads tweeted to tell us, don't worry about whoever it was, we've got a replacement now at Bamba Dieng or whatever it was. He didn't even get on plane, and they announced him.
Yeah.
Do you remember? The guy from Marseille.
He went to Marseille, yeah. No,
he ever came from Marseille. I went to Marseille. Fuck it. I'm glad we've got out of those
He went
days.
to Marseille for the medical, but failed his medical at Marseille, didn't he? So he absolutely scuppered himself anyway. But then again, you'd think that, our medics, etc., our medical people would have discovered the same sort of stuff because they.
I'm glad we don't have to read his tweets anymore.
Yeah, true. Joe's back. She says it's like listening to Simon Kaiser with all this optimism. I don't
Not entirely sure what that means, but
Simon Kaiser was on a different podcast I don't listen to, so I assume he's quite an optimistic bloke.
He must be. Hey, imagine if we could get him and Luke together.
Might be a bit tongue-in-cheek.
It'd be like happy hour.
I'm thinking this might be sarcasm.
Happy clapper hour.
Sensing a bit of sarcasm. It's because you and everyone else. It's Liam's fault with the fucking broken glass.
Have we even done shit take of the week yet? We're nearly an hour in.
Wait, got there yet, though.
Gone through these. You lot keep starting fucking comments. What do you want me
told
to do?
us to.
Flicking through fucking comments. We'll get to the end of them somewhere, and then more fucking fly up. Sorry, apologies for the horrible language. We're not going through anymore.
Just do them. There's only 4 more or something. Just get it finished.
Just get them done.
We'll especially this next one.
Arlaw's back. Bang on, Luke. We were shit after James's injury.
Yeah.
Cheers, Arlaw. Jonathan Brooks says an experienced tend to break down a packed defence would be class in this team.
Yeah.
100%.
That's why we're
then again, are there going to be more? I mean, you look at Rutter.
Oh, we're getting comments through X now. This next one.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shane Hunt. Is that your last name, Shane?
Now.
I'm about to go for a walk in me 2021 Premier League goalkeeper top and the yellow stripe training shorts in Bully, New South Wales. Excellent stuff.
Nice.
Very
nice.
I'm sat in my bedroom.
I'm sat in my front room. I've still got like.
In your where? Front room?
Front room / dining room.
In his reception.
boxes of fucking like Maltesers and shit still half open from Christmas and stuff. It's just fucking...
Well, do you expect it to be
Jesus
half closed?
Half full, I meant. Opened, but half full.
Glass
Sorry.
half full kind of guy.
Yeah, I certainly am not. I'm a very much optimist.
Lucas, he's a glass half full guy.
Joe says, thanks, guys. They just contacted me and they've spoken to the club and they're going to contact me soon. Good. I hope it
Glad
gets
to hear it.
and I hope those
Glad to hear it.
bastos get banned.
The club
'cause that's what-
need
that's
to
what they deserve.
apologise to her for
It was
that
a
shit,
club
though.
game on it, a cup game. Sorry, so it was probably people who don't tend to sit in that particular stand or don't really go to games.
I would have thought so.
Joe's in the same spot every week. You know what I mean? She would have recognised them.
I would have
There's a
thought so,
picture
because
of,
you'd like to think if there were regulars around that somebody would have at least said something as well.
You know, ought to thought, even if you're not a regular, I'm not being funny. You
Well, no,
challenge
if
that kind of
you've
behaviour.
heard it, yeah. If there's a bloke stood next to you giving shit to a woman, pull him up.
It doesn't even matter if it's a woman. If you see someone giving shit to anyone, you pull
That's
them up,
true,
or
to
you
be fair.
contact a steward, or you do whatever. Obviously, it was an intimidating situation for Joe, which is probably why she didn't want to do anything about it then.
Exactly,
Totally understand.
exactly.
You know, I get that.
We had a geezer in Wedge when we had the referee, and he was a black guy. I can't remember his name, but this guy said something, that he shouldn't have said, and two blokes nearly knocked him out. To be fair, he got pulled up.
Good.
He won't do it again.
Should be
Dickhead.
challenged on that sort of stuff.
Absolutely, no place for that.
Absolutely.
You can't be cheering when Somerville scores a goal and then giving abuse to other people. Do you know what I mean? You just don't do that. Don't do it. There's no place for it.
Right. We need to crack on, chaps, because we're nearly an hour in and we haven't even got round to Bristol game.
We've just
away.
gone off on one today.
Bristol away on the Friday. How do you think we're going to set up? Are we going to see any of the fringe players that featured against Plymouth? Or, what year? We'll go to the predictions in a little bit. What are your thoughts?
I'm thinking mostly same team. All right, go on.
No. You crack on. You got first. Luke would just... I think he's looking through his phone or something more interesting.
I have to fill the void if there's too much of a delay.
Muted as well, by the way.
Is it? Yeah.
Sorry, gentlemen.
It's got to an abs. You might as well crack on because he's fucking frozen.
So I thought, I was just trying to
heck.
find the shit take of the week.
It always freezes at the wrong time.
But yeah, in terms of Bristol, very much full strength, whatever's available. That's it.
Yes.
Got to go at it, haven't we? It's
how
our
we can do it.
opportunity. I'm thinking pretty much same team, apart from maybe Anthony plays if this adductor injury is a thing.
I think that's
for
pretty much it,
Somerville.
mate. I think that's pretty much it, mate.
In fact, if James is out as well, then we'd probably see Nonto back as well. But I think it would be enforced changes only. There'd be no changing for the sake of it.
Yeah. Are we playing in our white kit down there? We will. Be, won't we? Are they
Against
in red?
Bristol, they're red,
Yeah,
aren't they?
red,
Yeah, we
red,
should
but
be.
they have white
Yeah.
shorts, don't they? I think.
Do they?
Do they now?
I miss the days where you used to just play in like a home kit and the away shorts and that. When you're playing like a, do you remember when they used to mix and match them? And so you like have a white shirt. If the home team were in white shorts, you'd play blue shorts, or whatever.
Monk
from the
did
away
it, didn't
kit.
he? Monk did it with
Yeah.
the with them kits. He liked to chop and change
Oh,
all
yeah.
that stuff.
It looks like they are red and white, if you can see that.
Oh shit!
That goalkeeper top's something else.
They
or
might
whatever
go
it is.
white kit with maybe some with I don't know, pink shorts. That look a bit.
I
that
think
look a bit
these
odd,
days
wouldn't
you
it?
can't have any of the same colour, can you? If they've got white shorts, we won't be able to have a white shirt, sort of thing. But I don't know if that's an actual rule or if I've imagined that. But
That's a bit
yeah,
bad.
I don't want to wear the pink thing.
White shirt and blue peacock shorts, maybe.
Maybe we won't be playing pink anyway, will we? 'Cause it's too close to red.
Yeah, it'll be
It's going to be the blue one.
So yeah,
The blue
what are
bastard.
Let's go to predictions then, and we will go to the shit take of the week afterwards.
Aye,
Luke, I'll
Captain.
come to you first.
Um,
First fan comment gets it, by the way.
3-1 leads.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to go for that.
Oh, WJ. Oh.
I was, mate. Yeah, I was. 3-0.
Go on, Nick.
3-0. Please. Go
3-0.
3-0. Yeah.
Hold on.
He's backy, mate. Andy A-Law.
3-0 leads. Christ on a motorbike. I'm going to go 2-1.
Ooh.
And the first fan comment was Oh yeah, you've already.
It's on the screen already.
Sorry. I was busy marking them down on my notepad. I'm like, on my parchment down here. So
Very
the fans have
professional
got
outfit.
3-2 leads. Yeah, fucking is it, isn't it?
Joe's got a snippet for us there. She says, at least the referee for the weekend has never refereed a Leeds loss. He last ref the home game v Ipswich.
Oh, nice.
There we go. That's nice.
Joe does actually. She does ref watch.
She does,
every
yes.
week, which is
Should
pretty
check that
interesting.
out.
So if you are on the Twitter or the X, you should go and check her out. Drop your app down at the bottom, Joe. We'll obviously put it out there. But yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing, you know she does a good little thing there.
Pod Dodgers put his in as well
decent.
if you've got your pen handy, Smarty.
Oh,
It's gone 3-1-2. You're cursed now, Luke. You've had it. No chance.
Yeah, fucked.
That would have been
Dodgers
three of us.
The,
That would have been three of
Dodger.
us on that if I'd said it.
That'd be three of us getting maximum points this weekend.
Possibly so, yeah.
Leaving me
I'll
in
be
your
gutted
dust.
now if it is 3-1.
Right, chaps, are you ready? Luke, are you ready?
I'm
Have
ready.
you
mate.
got one as well? Has everyone got one, yeah?
I'm ready.
No, I ain't got one.
Ah,
I ain't got
okay,
one.
so it's just mine.
yours. It's just
Just yours, mate.
Hey, up, has got a shit tick this week, my little sparrow fact.
This section, we like to discuss the shit takes of the week, either something that we've seen or heard on the Twitter sphere or any sort of social media platform. And this week is brought to you by Mr. Luke. So if you would like to run us through the shittest take of the week that you've seen, my good friend.
Yeah, so essentially what I did was pulled the squad together on Twitter and just said, should this be enough? Looking at the squad now with all the outgoings. And a reply from a Mr. Mark, who is at Elland_Road 19. So if you would like to look
just in
at,
case you want to go and give him some absolute
I
pelters.
feel like we need like some radio phone-in music for this section, you know. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, that's what's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
a bit Alan Partridge.
Yeah. Norfolk Digital. Anyway, go on. Sorry, Luke.
So yeah, it came in, and I asked the question. Basically, been quite polite. Just said, does anybody think this might be enough? And he just basically said, Leeds are not interested in promotion.
Fantastic.
There's more to it, but that's the predominant main. That's the first sentence.
Sorry, just repeat that again. Let me get my little tiny breakdown.
This is
of what has just been
at Elland_Road 19. Leeds are not interested in promotion.
said. Right. Okay. Right, okay. Your
Outrageous.
response was?
What makes you think they're not interested in promotion? That's an absolutely mad take.
Yeah, it is a bloody mad take.
That
Leeds
is very
are not
polite
interested
for
in
you.
Promotion. Right then. Is that just
So
obviously a sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek comment because we've not signed anyone in the transfer?
I think,
window
yeah,
yet?
well, he did go on in the part of his message, which I didn't really want to read out because it's not actually that bad of a shit take when you read the other bit out to it. But yeah, I mean, that was enough for me just to read that first opening line. But he, just said something about if they were, they'd be signing players and spending loads of money and getting us thrown under FFP and all that sort of bollocks. So, yeah,
Just for a
absolute
laugh.
nutter.
So
Absolute
this guy's seen what's happening to Everton and Forest and all that, and he just wants us to say fuck it and do it anyway.
Hey, you cannot.
I mean, I'd love to get promoted with a 10-point fucking
Mince.
deduction. That'd be ace, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely mental. Going into administration straight into Premier League.
Frozen again. I'd love to get promoted with a 10-point deduction. That'd be ace.
No, we've
Although
heard you.
Premier League to EFL is a separate thing, I think. So if you get away with it, you're all right. But you can't take risks like that. Have we learned nothing from the past 20 years?
Yeah, but fans are fickle and they don't give a shit.
But I think some people...
new fans that have just
Yeah.
just come aboard, which there are plenty of. There are plenty of them that have not gone through what a lot of us have gone through with the club,
And hey, they've got their place. Clubs have to keep taking fans on, otherwise they
I'm
die.
not saying that. I'm just
But-
saying that these people who haven't been through that, who've not been
Yeah.
around while we were in the
They don't
Dolphins
know.
League One and stuff like that, it was shit. It was really shit. Going to the games wasn't even about going to the games. It was going about, going and having a few beers with your pals and then going watching some fucking shit bastards kick a bag of wind around on a football field. It's different now. But
It is.
those people clearly haven't been through that, or maybe they did, but just, it was like, oh, Leeds are shit. I'm just
Them days when you didn't want
Danny's
to go.
got this spot on, and this is what I compare a lot of our fans to.
Yeah, that's what
Half of the fans think it's FIFA or Football
he's
Manager.
right.
They think money isn't real, and because the people and that's very much football's fault for giving fans this perception that money's an endless entity where you can just spend it. And to be fair, you know, your Man Cities of the world, your Chelseas, your other biggest sort of teams with bigger pots have been throwing cash around endlessly for the last however many years, and that's why people genuinely think that only 2 million quid, only 3 million quid. What the fuck?
I know,
Peanuts.
I know.
It's peanuts.
It just don't mean out to them, does it?
A lot of them have come on board whilst we've been in the Premier League and we were throwing money around here, there, and everywhere. They may have watched the Premier League for a little while and think that money just falls from the frigging sky. They've obviously got no idea what they're talking about, have they? Let's be fair.
No.
We're £1 million we spent on Luke Murphy.
Yeah, well, big money. That.
And I nearly fell over when I saw that. We spent £1 million. Like we didn't spend more than about 150, 250k for about 8 years.
Well, a lot of these new age fans we have got on various social media channels are of a certain age, and that age is when they were little and probably didn't go to games or they went with the parents who, So I mean, it's probably as much our fault for not educating them, but the only way to educate them is to call them uneducated juvenile delinquent.
They need to look up the Leeds past.
Football Manager and have taken Wilson Raiders to Champions League in 5 seasons. Well, I can do it on Championship Manager. Why can't Fark do it?
Fucking hell, Jesus.
But anyway,
Christ.
that was shit take of the week.
Hey, has got a shit tick this week, my little sparrow-fact.
Any excuse to play it.
Luke Murphy for 1 million quid.
You what?
That was only 10 years ago when we signed Luke Murphy for 1 million quid.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it?
14 seasons.
Remember when we bought bloody Bamford for 7 million? It was like, what has happened?
And you two will both remember the time when you didn't even want to go to games, but you went anyway, and the best bit was just seeing your mates. The game were.
To be fair, a lot of the Premier League games were like that.
They were.
It was literally like going back 10 years. It was mad. Like I say, it was social element. You could go straight to Peacock. You want 4 deep at bar. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Just bish bash.
Well, outside bar wasn't open.
I used to. This used to be my pre-match ritual, right? I used to go to Peacock or the White Hart up the top of hill, and I would get to Gravely's at around about between 10 and 5 to 3. Get a fish butty and walk into the stadium with said butty and eat the fucking thing and be there for kick-off. Marching on together, stinking of vinegar and salt.
You have to queue at turnstiles. And
vinegar and salt? Who says it that way round?
Serial killers.
That's fucking weird behaviour. That's shit take of the week.
Do you say fork and knife as well?
Should we do it again?
Hey, has got a shit tick this week, my little
Do you say fork and knife as well?
Yeah, no, I don't. That's a spoon first.
Pears and apples.
No. Anyway, I think we've done enough tonight, haven't we?
I think we've exhausted.
Use the behaviour from Smarty.
From Batley.
That's no better. That's no better.
I'm going to say it's bad when you start claiming to be in Batley, and that's like a good thing.
I'm from I'm not
Coke and Baradi.
I was going to say I'm not reading that one online. Right, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. It has been fun-filled as always.
Just my.
Who was on at the weekend for the Baradi and Cokings?
Hope it's not me because I haven't looked.
God, is it not me swapping with you, Luke, or was that last weekend? I can't remember.
That was last weekend, I believe. Let me just check for you now, just so you know whether to bother tuning in or not. Because let's be honest.
I hope it
is
it'll be Gilly and the Dodger. That's what I'm saying.
It is Smarty and Gilly. So yeah, you can probably have a weekend off, folks. This weekend.
What?
You're all right, Smarty. It's still. Well, I'm going to say it's still January, it'll be February, but you're not in caravan
Thousands of you tuning in to see me and the bald follicular challenge friend talking about
2-0 Leicester.
Oh, Christ, on a bike.
Anyway, we're not worried about them. We just want second, don't we? Fuck it.
Fuck. Right, anyway, we'll all see you probably Sunday morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, too, for being on with me tonight. It's been a good laugh, as always. If you haven't done, please subscribe to our channel just so we can continue to talk this a monumental amount of shit every week. for the definitely the near future anyway.
I would say so. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, fucking. Anyway, thanks again. We will see you all for Baradi and Coke on Sunday.
Cheers all.